Good evening and welcome to the January business meeting of the Cobb County School District. Do I hear a motion from someone to bring us back from executive session? Mr. Sweeney. Second, Mr. Scamahorn. We're now back from executive session, and now I'd like to ask Mr. Sweeney to lead us in the pledge and our moment of inspiration.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd really just like to take a brief moment to reflect on the life of Mary Barkley. She was a teacher of many years at Dodgen Middle School who tragically lost her life recently, and her funeral services were just held this week. Thank you very much for those people who were able to attend. And if we just have a moment of silence for this wonderful teacher. Thank you. And if you'll please stand and join me in the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Now we'll take a moment to hear about board recognitions.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair, members of the board, if you'll join me down front, Donna Lowry is going to take us through our recognitions.
Thank you, Board Chair, members of the board, and Superintendent Ragsdale. Tonight, among our board recognitions, we have the pleasure of recognizing 4 state championship teams. The first team we are honoring is the Class 6A Harrison High School girls cross country team. The Hoyas outran other teams to claim their 3rd state championship title. At this time, we'd like to invite the cross country state champions, along with Harrison assistant principal and athletic director Matt Moody, plus coaches Kent Simmons and Jason Scott.
Well done.
Ladies, if y'all take one step that way. There we go. All right. Everyone right here? 1, 2, 3.
We are thrilled to announce the Walton High School girls volleyball team captured the Class 7A state championship for the 2nd consecutive year. The Lady Raiders ranked in the top 50 nationally for the season. Tonight, the team is practicing for the next match, but some of them are here to celebrate their fantastic season, along with Walton Principal Judy McNeil, Athletic Director Chris Williams, and Coach Susan Fitzgerald. Please come to the front of the room.
Congratulations, sir.
Good to see you.
Congratulations. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Hey, right here. Here we go. Ready?
Next, we are pleased to recognize state champions for performing arts. Kennesaw Mountain High School's one-act play. The Boys Next Door, it claimed the state title as the best in the state for Class 7A. The board members and superintendent would like to congratulate the one-act play champions, play director Coy Dunn and Kennesaw principal Mark Trachtenbroit. Please come to the front. I love your shirts. Love the shirts. Sorry I missed the play. Good job. Good to see you.
Well done. Well done.
David.
You're just proud there, young man.
No.
All guys in the back.
Pretty good. Nice. Good job. We are delighted to announce our fourth state champion team of the evening, the Osborne High School JROTC Female Raider Team. The JROTC team, they competed in events including a 5K run, a cross-country run, carrying 35-pound backpacks, an obstacle course, tire flip, and the construction and crossing of a rope bridge. Is this on? We would like to ask the accomplished members to come forward, along with their supervisor for career and technical education, Jackie Brown, from Osborne High School, the senior Army military science teacher, Chief Warrant Officer 4, Rodney Fagan, Principal Joshua Moriel, Assistant Principals Shelton Bullock, Jennifer Glendenning, and Student Leadership Intern Amanda Pittman. They're all here. You ladies look good. Wow, look at all their hardware, all their brass. Wow. Come on and get. Stand up. You can stand up.
All right, big group. Here we go, right here. 1, 2, 3.
Good job. You guys go out this way. Go right this way. Congratulations. Congratulations, ladies. Wow, what's that noise? Next, we are excited to focus on STEM and the schools that have achieved either Cobb STEM, Georgia STEM, or Advanced Ed STEM certification. First, those Cobb STEM certification schools, which is designed to recognize schools or programs within schools that support quality STEM enriching learning opportunities. First, please stand the district's STEM Innovation Supervisor, Dr. Sally Creel. Is she here? Okay. She's probably coming in. There she is. Five new schools have achieved Cobb STEM honor. As we call the name of your school, would your group please join the board at the front of the room to be recognized? Walton High School with Principal Judy Neal. McNeil. Did I say McNeil? I'm so sorry. I know better. Hey, congratulations. Hey, where are you? I took the Mac off your name. I took the Mac off your name. Dr. Sally. Nice.
All right, everyone ready?
Good job. You guys, come this way, except for you. Sally, they may want you to take pictures with everybody. Yeah. Next with Cobb STEM, Mapleton Elementary School with Principal Judy Kane. Come forward. Good to see you. Oh, I had it wrong. That's that one. I know.
Some of you do first step here if you want.
Congratulations. Mapleton Elementary with Principal Pamela Kane. Next, Belmont Hills Elementary School with Principal Bertha Nelson. You'll have to run. This way. Oh, they can go back to their seats. Our next Cobb STEM certification school is King Springs Elementary School with Principal Linda Keeney. The last school we are recognizing as Cobb STEM certified is also getting another big award. Lassiter High School with Principal Dr. Chris Ritchie has also received Advanced Ed STEM certification, which is the first internationally recognized mark of quality for STEM schools and programs. Congratulations. Please come forward, Lassiter High. Each time. Can you help me with Hershia? So that looks good. Okay.
I don't know her.
Oh.
Ready? Here, 1, 2, 3. She got 20.
Congratulations. As we continue with STEM, we now congratulate Kip Cooper Middle School for being the first middle school in the state to receive Georgia STEM certification. We have students along with Principal Dr. Vanessa Watkins, science teachers Carol Mickus and Diane Goldsberry, math teachers Monica Moore, Stephanie Ruffner, and Crystal Mass, media specialist Susan Daly, and pre-engineering technology teacher Harisha Dozier. There's a lot. There's a lot. And you didn't even get me to hear me say your name, you guys. So many of you. They keep coming. I love it. I love it. I love that. I want to roll with you guys. This is great. It's wonderful.
They're still coming.
Congratulations. That's great. Good to see you again. Congrats. You got to get somebody to use your camera. She's got her camera.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Some more coming? Hey, good to see you. Carol, so good to see you. How are you? Good, thank you. Oh, honey, you're the big reason for this. Get in there, girl. Lee? Hey, good to see you guys. Congratulations. We got to figure out how to get everybody through there. Good to see you again. Yeah, I work for Cobb now. Hey, it's good to see you again. You take great pictures. Thank you. Okay, so. I got to try to get a big picture. That's the whole school. The whole school came. It's a huge honor. Come on over here. Okay, you guys, just get in the front in the line. Yeah, just. Nice. We need a bigger camera. We need a drone. All right, everybody.
All right, everybody look up, squeeze in a little. Act like we love each other. Okay, now I know to straight your head, girl. We love each other.
One, two, three. That was terrible. Nice go. 1, 2, 3. Much better.
All right. Don't upset the good out.
You guys go out this way. Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations. Your husband takes great pictures, so I'm excited about his pictures. Good job. Congratulations. You guys going up? They're coming back out there. Yeah, they're coming around. Yeah, they're coming around. Yeah. Bye, Carol.
Take care.
Keep up the good work.
It's hard not to.
I know.
You guys win the trophy.
Okay. Next, we're thrilled that the Georgia Department of Education is recognizing Belmont Hills Elementary as one of the top 12 schools with the greatest progress in improving student attendance. Only 3 elementary schools made the list. Please stand, Principal Bertha Nelson, Assistant Principal Ashley Mize, Student Leadership Intern Tressa Snow, and SSA Raleigh Solomon. We would like you to come forward to be recognized for your wonderful achievement. We are excited to announce that the National Association for Gifted Children has named Fair Oaks Elementary gifted education teacher Elizabeth Dunlap a 2016 Javits Frazier Scholar. Some will recall that Dunlap was also recently honored as the district's elementary level Teacher of the Year. Elizabeth Dunlap, please join the board at the front of the room with Fair Oaks Principal Dr. Cindy Swick. Probably fumbled her name. Swick. Okay. We are happy to say that 3 Cobb County teachers swept the Georgia Council of Teachers of Mathematics Awards. The 3 awards are given to teachers who demonstrate excellence in teaching mathematics. As I call your name, please stand. Elementary school level teacher Karen Hersey from Nicholson Elementary School. Middle school level, Dora Brown from Palmer Middle School. And secondary school level, Emily Freeman from Hillgrove High School. In addition, we want the district's supervisor of mathematics, Michelle Mikes, to stand, and all please come forward to be recognized by the board. Good to see you. I'm good. You always look fabulous.
Dora might have even taught one of my kids.
Welcome to go back there. The Georgia Association for Health, Physical Education, Recreation, and Dance honored 3 Cobb County educators with awards this year. The Supervisor of Health and Physical Education, Mark Anderson, would you please stand? Now, we want the honorees to join you in standing. The K-12 Educator of the Year, South Cobb High School's Kristen Cross. Advocate of the Year, Mountain View Elementary Principal, Dr. Renee Garris. And Elementary School Physical Education Teacher of the Year, Kennesaw Elementary School's Emily Adams. I want to mention, Emily also received an award from the Society of Health and Physical Educators, the SHAPE Award. She is the Elementary Physical Education Teacher of the Year for the Southern District. Please come forward to be recognized. Congratulations. Good to see you. Good to see you, Mark.
My head, he got my head all.
He was in my way.
He was in your way. There's a lot of hugging going on here.
We're having too much fun. Come on up here.
Okay. All righty.
We're good. All right, here we go. Ready? Now, 1, 2, 3.
Our final award gives me personal pride. I'm pleased to announce that our communications department has won 2 more communications awards. The Gold Award from the Georgia School Public Relations Association for the Active Shooter Denied video produced by David Owen. And for that same video, the Marcom Platinum Award. The video was chosen out of 6,000 entries from 34 countries. Please stand David Owen, who is directing this broadcast, as you know, tonight, along with other members of the communications team, Lee Hill, Michelle Mizell, and 2 others you will see on the screen, I hope, in a moment, because they're in the control room, Ravi Noreen and Kevin O'Shea. Yes. There they are. Please come forward, except for Ravi and, Kevin. Nan's taking the picture. I was wondering who's taking the picture. No. You guys did this before me. No, I wasn't here yet when they did this.
You're part of the team. Come on.
Walk the line. Walk the line. Speech from the voice.
Who's taking the picture? Who's taking the picture? We got a photographer. Hold the statue if you can see it.
Star of the show.
How often does the MC do an award?
David needs more money.
Congratulations to everyone on all the achievements. This concludes our recognitions for the evening. Thank you.
Yeah, while everybody's reassembling, one of the things that the recognition part of our program, a part of our meeting, is important because a lot of people are working, like the 2 gentlemen in the back. There are a lot of people throughout our system. We don't see what they do, but they're out there making us look good, not to mention our outstanding kids. And a lot of times those type things don't make the news. So it's a lot of fun to stand up here and just get our picture made with people who are making the system look good. So I thank you for that. Okay, have everybody reassembled? Yeah, we're good. All right. Let's see, where am I on this? Okay, public comment. Let's move on now to Mr. Doyle. What have we got?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have 13 speakers tonight, so I'll call about 2 at a time, if that's okay, so we can get everyone a chance to come to the microphone. The chairman has allotted 1 minute per speaker, and our first speaker is Monica Delancey, who will discuss South Cobb area accomplishments. And she will be followed by Cheryl Baker, if she could start making her way.
Good evening. I'm Monica Delancey. I wanted to brag a little bit about South Cobb area schools, but I only have 1 minute, so I'm going to have to speak fast or just pick 2 schools. So I think I'm just going to pick 2 schools, all right? So I'll start with Bryan Elementary School. This week on Wednesday, Bryan Elementary School hosted their school council meeting. And at the school council meeting, Dr. Williams and Dr. Oldham presented accomplishments that Bryan Elementary School have achieved. Also, they talked about the academic clubs, which was the art club and the chess club. And on Friday, January 27th, they will host a SPLOS meeting with their parents and also a snapshot, midterm snapshot with the parents on January 27th. And that will be at 6 p.m. at Bryan Elementary School. That's it then. Thank you.
Cheryl Baker will discuss SPLOS for Osborne, followed by John Williams, if he could come forward.
Hi, my name is Cheryl Baker, and I've been a volunteer at Osborne High School since 1998. All of our children, I have 3 children that graduated from Osborne. They went to college, and now they're back. They're back at Osborne, and they're volunteering their service. Okay, there are a lot of success stories at Osborne. I would like to see more success stories. I look around at the different schools, I see a lot of growth. I feel like Osborne is being left behind. Our children need growth also. We have the oldest school in Cobb County. Osborne High School should have been the first school to have work done. As a taxpayer, I would like to see more done at Osborne High School. The No Child Left Behind policy supposed to be for all children. It doesn't seem that way because some school programs, they're really building up and not at Osborne. All the schools that have a failing rate should be the first one that everybody should look at. And we could do this together, the Cobb County Board and Osborne High School. I needed 2 minutes. But thank you.
Our next speaker is John Williams, who will discuss Osborne Rebuild and Milford Elementary, and he will be followed by Kevin Amaya.
Good afternoon, everyone. I thought we'd normally get 2 to 5 minutes, but let me go anyway. Again, my name is John Williams. I'm from the Osborne community. I have a problem with what's going on in Splash 4. We were promising at the beginning of Splash 4 that Osborne would get a new school. Currently on the board, we're getting 3 buildings. The main building, 800 building, the 900 building. That's inadequate. When you ride by our school, what do you see? Nothing. What makes the people want to stay at our community? Every other school looks great. The 2 oldest schools in Cobb County look the worst to me, from what I see, is Osborne and Campbell. But yet, I look at Walton, they're outstanding. Everyone looks great. You want to keep our community, make our community grow? Give us a better school. Our property value is not growing in our area at the rate everyone else is. It's not because our homes are not great, and not because the people are not great. Everything is based on the schools. We lose athletes every day in our community because they come to Osborne and go to other schools and be like, wow, that's where I want to be. That's where the parents want to be. Before I leave, 1 minute is not enough, but before I leave, let me ask about Milford also. In Splash 3 and going into Splash 4, we were promised by certain board members when they were running for office and other ones on there that Milford Elementary will get a new school. Currently in Splash 5, there's nothing there for Milford Elementary. Before I go again, and then Splash 5, I don't trust what y'all saying. Y'all want to give us something in Splash 5? I don't believe it. Because as they say, if you show me your past, I can determine your future. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Kevin Amaya, who will discuss bullying, and he will be followed by Connie Jackson.
Good afternoon. My name is Kevin Amaya. I am Deputy Director of the Pro-Immigrant Alliance of Cobb County, lifelong resident of Cobb County, and a graduate of Hillgrove High School. This evening, I would like to express publicly my alarm about an email forwarded by Cobb County School Board member David Banks on November 23, 2016. The email contains many false and derogatory statements directed towards Latinos and minority communities in general. They include the following. The FBI reports half of all gang members in L.A. are most likely illegal aliens from south of the border, and 40% of all workers in L.A. County, that's 10 million people, are working for cash and not paying taxes. This is because they are predominantly illegal immigrants working without a green card. Both of these statements are false, are completely false. The email continues by stating that we are fools for letting this continue. This is only one state. If it did not open your eyes, nothing will, and you wonder why Nancy Pelosi wants them to become voters. And concludes by stating, alas, it is true to help all the 12 million illegal immigrants and other unemployed minorities. Again, this is false, and Mr. Banks had spent 20 minutes researching the validity of this email he forwarded. He would have been able to determine for himself that this information was based not on facts but bias. The board is elected by the citizens of Cobb County who believe that each member holds a task of safeguarding the rights of all students. By forwarding this repugnant email, he endorsed it.
Mr. Amaya, I need to ask you to follow the rules, please. Mr. Amaya, I need to ask you to follow the rules. Your minute is up. Thank you. Our next speaker is Connie Jackson, who will discuss SPLOST, and she'll be followed by Stephen Kaler.
Good evening, Board and Mr. Superintendent. I come tonight to ask the Board and the school district to be more aggressive with their publicity for SPLOST, the SPLOST upcoming vote. This is a very, very necessary SPLOST, and it's very necessary to the staff of the schools, because if we do not pass this next SPLOST that's coming up, vote in March, it's going to be very detrimental to the staff of all the school district, because we all know that 90% of our budget is usually taken up by staff, by salaries. And if this SPLOST doesn't pass, that is going to have to be cut into, because the necessary maintenance and all of that, disregarding all the building and stuff, but just the maintenance, is going to have to cut into the budget for salaries, which I can, foresee building upon each other, and us having to go back into possibly furloughs and stuff like that. And nobody wants to see that. So we have to get this SPLOST passed. So we have to be more aggressive in publicizing that. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Stephen Kaler, who will discuss transportation.
Good evening. My name is Stephen Kaler. I'd like to ask the board to set a date and time I could meet with y'all about a couple things I have on the agenda, which are going to be as taxpayer spending for automobiles and transportation that is unnecessary, employee take-home cars, looking at TRS qualifications, overloading of students on school buses as high as 84 students on buses at times. So if I could ask for someone to contact me, I'd like to have a meeting with the board members. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Kim Piercy, who will discuss the state of Pebblebrook High School baseball program, followed by David Burney. And I'll remind speakers that they can talk about the state of a program, but not individual employees. Thank you.
Hi. I am speaking on behalf of myself and other parents from Pebblebrook High School whose sons are currently on the baseball team. The current situation of our baseball program is a major concern. Currently, our field, located down in a hole, is unplayable. It has been vandalized as well as in total disarray. We are the only school lacking batting cages and an adequate locker room. We are also very much in need of basic equipment in order to practice safely, participate in games. We are aware that our coaches and administration are currently working on this to take care of the infield. However, we believe we are in need more than help. We need more help than just our local school can provide. We have reached out to families and community which are both financially exhausted. We now invite you to help support us. Our sons deserve the same opportunities as the other athletes in the county. We are not asking for a brand new stadium. We are just asking for help with the necessities so our sons can participate safely in baseball program. Thank you for your time. Perfect time.
Our next speaker is David Burney, who will discuss SPLOST, followed by Marvin Simmons.
3 years ago, Cobb Schools gave us this SPLOST checklist to determine which schools were to be rebuilt. Harmony Leland met every requirement, but was not awarded a new school. After public outcry, the board followed up one misrepresentation with an even bigger misrepresentation, and that was to put $5 million aside for 3 years and then use the proceeds from the sale of the Brumby and the Mountain View properties to rebuild Harmony Leland. After the first payment was made, I went down to the state capitol and I met with several members of the state Senate Education and Youth Committee. They warned me, watch out. They're not going to do what they say they're going to do, and they're going to take the money away and use it for something else. The second payment was made after a 7-0 vote by every member of this board. Even though several members of the board haven't ever, it would never support such a plan. Some have called it an ill-advised plan, but it's actually an ill-advised scam. The intent was always to push Harmon Leland into the next SPLOST, if in fact it passes. It was an illusory promise. An illusory promise is not a promise at all. It's a promise that's meant to deceive. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Marvin Simmons, who will discuss Osborne, and he will be followed by Earl Johnson.
Good evening, Board. My name is Marvin Simmons. I've been a resident in Cobb County for over 20 years. I've served my country. I'm actually a retired Marine. Now I'm over the Department of Veterans Affairs loan. I have 3 children that attend Cobb County schools, 2 that attend Osborne now. My daughter has attended Hillgrove prior to attending Osborne, so I've seen different things from a parent perspective and from a person as far as demographically. Going to Osborne is an eye-opener. I mean, Osborne is rolled by. Nobody really actually comes through there. I've been over Osborne. I've been on the school board. I haven't seen any of my members, my board members, post 2. I haven't seen anybody in the community or even at the school. I mean, it's hard to understand how we can continue to vote for Splash 4, Splash 5, but at the same token, everything that we're promised, we receive nothing. I mean, I'm one of the fortunate that I can send my child to any school. Everybody can't do that. Like I told my daughter, you don't have to go to another school to get an education.
Mr. Simmons.
My daughter's visited Princeton, NYU, the whole 9, and she's going to graduate from Osborne. My son is in 9th grade. He's going to graduate from Osborne. There's no reason why all these schools are getting rebuilt and nothing is coming to Osborne. Nobody can give an explanation. Every time we ask questions, it seems like
Mr. Simmons, your time is up.
It seems like we're bothering folks about our taxpayers' money. It just makes no sense. I have one in 1st grade. I'm going to be here a while. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be at every meeting. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Mr. Johnson, Earl Johnson, who will discuss Osborne High, followed by Maria Lee.
Okay, my name is Earl Johnson. I've been a volunteer in Osborne District even before I had kids. I've owned the house for 25 years in the neighborhood. I just have questions for you guys. I want to know, how did you decide which school was going to get redone first? Second, do you guys ever visit the school? Third, when was the last time you've been in the school to see what they need? Fourth, there's no way, and does these jobs pay? This is a question I have for you guys. Do you guys get paid for this? Now, I need to know, because if you're volunteers, I can understand, because you don't get back to people from there. Third, there's no way that you can tell me that Osborne School is getting what they need. I don't even have a kid. Now, my kids go to private school. I pay for it, but my son's going to the 8th grade. I'm thinking of sending him there, but like you said, I don't have to, but I pay taxes. I've been paying taxes without my kid going, and we just want what's fair. And you can't tell me to go build a school that didn't need to be rebuilt and that has no budget, that's over budget, and still getting money, and you still hadn't had a school that's even older. That's all I have for you.
Our next speaker is Maria Lee. Now, Ms. Lee, I need to ask, you mentioned here you have a board member concern, but you understand you cannot address concerns to an individual board member.
Okay, I understand.
Okay. And so Ms. Lee will be followed by Wanda Daniels.
My name is Maria Lee, and I'm an immigrant from Sweden. I've lived in Cobb County for 17 years. I'm a voter. And over the years, I went from being someone who perhaps felt a little bit like Mr. Banks seemed to feel, to someone who has learned and is now well-informed with facts about immigration, legal and illegal. My statement is related to what I now do through the Pro-Immigrant Alliance of Cobb County. Through this nonpartisan organization, a couple of very disturbing emails were shared with me. I don't need to keep continuing if you don't allow me to do so.
Ms. Lee, I need to read the board policy that we're bound by that says direct public commentary to the board as a body and not to an individual board member.
Okay.
And so that's the requirements, and you have not followed the requirements despite your agreement to do so.
Well, we had attempted to get a meeting, and the chairman was aware of what is going on. But I will have a seat. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Wanda Daniels, who will discuss students' rights with regard to student rules of conduct, followed by Tarlesia Floyd.
Recently at Campbell High School, a student with known allergy issues was given a 10-day expulsion when a vice president said that because the student's eyes were red, the student has taken an illegal substance. The vice president admitted the student did not smell like any illegal substance, nor did they possess any illegal substance. The student had never even been in trouble in all of their 12 years in high school. After being notified, the shocked and disbelieved parent immediately took the student for drug testing. The test came back and confirmed 0% of any illegal substance. The principal of Campbell High School was presented with the material. The principal pushed it to the side and said, I have no idea what that means, and there is no process, procedure, governance after a student is expelled. They can be falsely accused, and the school is within scope to do so without any proof. So I'm trying to understand what are the students' rights and what did I miss in the guidelines as someone who's representing the family.
That's your time, Ms. Daniels. Our next speaker is Tarlesia Floyd, who will discuss.
Response?
No, this is an opportunity for the public to address the board.
Okay.
They can have an administrator respond to you,
And so will that
that is yes, ma'am. That
Okay,
is their
thank you.
that is their policy. Our final speaker, Mr. Chairman, is Tarlesia Floyd, who will discuss Campbell and Osborne High. And I'll just also say, for the benefit of the public commenters, that everyone is encouraged to read Board Policy BCBI regarding public participation in board meetings, so that everyone has an understanding of what the board allows at this time. So, Ms. Floyd.
Good evening. I come as a parent as well as a volunteer. I've done PTSA at Campbell Middle School. I've done JCC Council. I have 3 children currently at Campbell High School. And it's very alarming that the things that we're promised they never come into fruition. Campbell is projected to have 1,000 more students by 2020. We're busting at the seams. So we were promised a $13 million gym. It's now down to $9 million. So if you can't give us a gym and you won't be transparent about what you're going to do, then how are we supposed to push SPLOST 5? I have a number of community members wanting a campaign against SPLOST 5. So whenever we ask questions, no one answers. So I'm asking that the board have a Smyrna community meeting along with Osborne, Pebblebrook, everybody, to be transparent, to tell us why we should vote SPLOST 5. And stop hiding behind, go ask your principal when you know the principal can't give us an answer.
We have one more speaker, didn't we? She signed up in time. The lady told she signed up in time. Ms. Brown signed up in time. I was out there when she told her.
All right, let's go ahead and let one more. 1 minute.
Who is our finals? Who is our
State your
final
name,
speaker?
please.
This is Juanita Brown on behalf of Osborne High School graduate of 2009 who has went on to Berea College in Berea, Kentucky, received a full scholarship and a homeowner for 23 years in Cobb County. The Department of Education research finds that more than 40% of low-income schools don't get a fair share of state and local fundings. Over the years, there have been improvements, revamping of Osborne's gym, the freshman building, the football field, and slapping a whole bunch of new paint on old buildings. Some can even argue that these improvements were subpar to other schools. More is needed than the necessity of curb appeal, when in fact the main issues that many in the community have been voicing over the years, that the allocation of funding has undermined the importance of investing in the community-based assistantship programs. We challenge the Board of Education to go back, study these extensive research that show how investing in the community not only increase property value, improve local businesses, and maximizes the students' overall potentials in contributing back to the community, and in spite of the stigma that has been attached to Osborne, it has produced successful students that have gone on to get their degree, their postgraduate degree, and they are still actively involved in the community. Thank you very much, and have a good evening.
Okay. All right. Thank you to all of our public commenters, and we've heard what you've said. Next, we have the approval of the minutes from the January 11th, 2017 work session. If there are no objections, all right, I believe the minutes are approved. Now we're ready to hear board business. So we'll start with the Facilities and Technology Citizens Oversight Committee report from Mr. Sweeney, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I attended the Facilities and Technology Citizens Oversight Committee meeting on Monday this week. There were no SPLOST items before the committee to be considered, and they also did not have a quorum at the meeting, and so there was no further business conducted. They did have some general review, and then in addition, they are here this evening to discuss the committee, the Oversight Committee annual report.
I think we're ready. Here we come.
Mr. Chairman, board members, Mr. Ragsdale, good evening. I'm Thea Powell, Chair of the Facilities and Technology Citizens SPLOST Oversight Committee. Thank you for continuing to support community involvement and oversight through this committee. Several members of the committee are here this evening. I'd like them to stand up, please. This year, in addition to our monthly meetings, we visited with each of the schools in our post and had the opportunity to meet with each principal and discuss their needs list in preparation for the development of the SPLOST notebook. While this is a time-consuming task, there is nothing more worthwhile than observing firsthand the environment in which our students are being taught. Each year, the committee prepares an annual report to highlight the agenda items reviewed, present project status, revenue expenditures, and revenue collected. On pages 2 and 4, we set out the costs and tasks for each agenda item brought before us. The projects ranged from architectural and engineering services to safety and security, and included 9 different project categories. Pages 4 and 5 outline the projects completed in 2016. It is interesting to note that several of the projects that were approved by the board in 2016 were also completed in 2016. The remainder of the report outlines the projects that are still ongoing. On page 7, the top table shows a breakdown of all categories by revenue collected, revenue expended, and revenue still available. The bottom table addresses the revenue projections versus the actual. In closing, we would like to thank Mr. Sweeney for serving as the board liaison this year and providing invaluable insight during our deliberations. We would also like to recognize John Adams and Nick Parker, who provide all the various reports for us to review at our monthly meetings. Thank you for your time this evening, and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Okay, Mr. Superintendent.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair. Thea, I appreciate you bringing the report tonight, and I just want to say to the rest of the committee that's here tonight, a lot of these members were on the committee when I was the John Adams that came to all of the meetings, and we probably had more fun then. I'm just kidding. But in all seriousness, I appreciate you guys volunteering, and I stress volunteering because it's sometimes it's not very much fun to go through the level of detail you have to go through on the projects, and so I just want to say publicly how much I appreciate the effort and the time that you guys provide for providing this very important task of oversight of a very important SPLOST program that benefits all schools in our county. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Any other board comments at this point? Okay, now we have the board member appointments to the Facilities and Technology Citizens Oversight Committee. We asked if you could to have your nominees for the next year tonight or at the latest at the next meeting. Should I just go around each? Mr. Scamahorn, I'll start with you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. At this time, I have no changes.
No changes. All right.
Yes,
Ms. Thayer?
I would like to continue with my two good representatives, Mr. Kurt Johnston and Susan Pearson.
Very good. Mr. Banks?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I also will renominate and appoint the current members, Mr. Don Hill and Dr. John Crooks.
Very good. Mr. Sweeney?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I will also continue with my current appointees. That would be Ms. Karen Hallisey and also Mr. Roger Phelps.
Mr. Morgan?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I am going to keep Mr. David Burney, but I'm changing one person. His name is Mr. Trey Hutchins, T-R-E Hutchins.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Wheeler?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm pleased to announce and I'd like to thank for their service Larry Darnell and John Stooksbury as my appointees. They do a great job.
All right, thank you. And I have asked Mr. Wayne Brown and Ms. Thea Powell to continue as my representatives from Post 4. And we appreciate the service and what you folks do to not only go through the numbers and stuff, to represent the community and doing what your task is to be the overseers of how we spend our SPLOST funds. The next thing on the agenda is the appointment of board liaison to Facilities and Technology Citizens Oversight Committee. I'd like to tell the board Mr. Sweeney has agreed to continue as a liaison, if that's okay with you. And I think you've done a good job in the past year, and we appreciate your service also. Thank you. All right. Thank you so much. Next, we have the approval of the agenda, if there is no objection. Okay, our agenda is approved. And now, Mr. Ragsdale, we are ready for your report, sir.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair, members of the board, I'm going to ask John Adams to bring all items requiring action following executive session.
Thank you, Mr. Superintendent, Mr. Chair, members of the board. It's my pleasure to bring you the Human Resources Personnel Report for January 26, 2017. The administration recommends the approval of the identified employment actions of those individuals listed on the Personnel Action Report as discussed in executive session to include the superintendent's cabinet reorganization. We do have a number of principal level and higher position recommendations this evening. Dr. Kevin Daniel recommended to appointment of Chief of Staff effective February 1st. Dr. Isan Katula recommended to appointment for Assistant Superintendent Accountability and Research effective February 1st. Elizabeth Ashley Mize recommended to appointment to Principal Green Acres Elementary School effective February 1st. Grace Scarberry recommend you accept her retirement from principal at Still Elementary School effective July 2017. And last but certainly not least, recommend Alice Stouter appointment to Deputy Superintendent effective February 1st, 2017. And let me remark that she will henceforth be known as the prettier and smarter of the two deputy superintendents.
Mr. Sweeney?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I make a recommendation that we accept the superintendent's personnel action report as presented.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Sweeney, Ms. Thayer, Mr. Banks. Okay. Yeah, now we got a vote. So all those in favor? Oh, you want to discuss it? Okay. Okay. All right. All those in favor, raise your hand. All right. That's unanimous. Thank you. All righty. So now we have the consent agenda. Do we have a motion to approve? All right. Mr. Scamahorn moved. Ms. Thayer seconds. Any discussion at this point? All right. All those in favor, raise a hand. All right. That's unanimous. Thank you. Okay. This is the administrative rule modifications.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair. Members of the board, I'm going to ask Mr. Darrell York to come forward and bring the rules being modified tonight.
Mr. Chair, members of the board, Mr. Superintendent, you received some administrative rule modifications for a 10-day review. Here to answer any questions you might have about those.
Mr. Scamahorn.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. York, in full disclosure in our phone conversation, I just wanted to emphasize for the record the change that you explained to me from a PDP to recognition plan?
Remediation plan.
Remediate,
Yes, sir.
well, that's why. So could you explain that again for the benefit of all?
If you don't mind, Mr. Cameron, I'll take that one.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Adams, I don't mind at all.
Yes, sir. You may recall we used to call them professional development plans, and then it was changed as a result of a state-level change to a professional learning plan, PLP, which was essentially remediative in nature. Now with changes, again from the state, for next year involving recertification of professional learning goals, all employees will be on professional learning plans to get recertified. So now the remediative plan is now called a remediation plan. So we had to update our terminology to reflect the changes at the state level.
I have a follow-up,
Mr. Scamahorn.
Okay, now that's new for me. All teachers will be on a PLP? It's a sort of a continuous thing?
Let me clarify. What the state's doing next year is, as part of your recertification, every teacher has to have a professional learning plan at the local level that will require professional learning goals that are mutually agreed upon by the teacher and the administrator. That's as part of their recertification. Instead of the old days where we had to get hours of staff development, that'll take the place of that next year from the PSC. And they are going to be calling those, it's my understanding, professional learning plans. It means that just everyone has a plan in place to continually learn. So the remediation plans, what used to be the PDP, will now be called remediation plan.
So the PLP now, will that require, how much does that put on a plate of an administrator's plate, as well as the teacher, to make sure that we have, is that this like a one-page thing, or we got to have 2 or 3 pages, or what's that do to our workload?
It is supposed to tie into the school strategic plan and align with that, but we're still waiting on some of the details from the state to shake out as to exactly how we'll have to implement that. So we're waiting for some final details.
Thank you, Miss. One more, Mr. Am I overreacting? I don't intend to, but is this a big deal? Or could be?
We don't think it's going to be the end of the world. Like anything, we're going to have to figure out exactly what we need to do. There'll be a learning curve, but in Cobb, we're very well equipped to deal with this. And we're already ahead of many districts in anticipating this. We're just kind of waiting on the state for some final details.
Wow. To the remediation plan, are we providing training to our administrators to make sure that the remediation plans are, I don't want to offend anybody, but are positive, you know, in the sense of, hey, I need some extra assistance here and I'm going to get it?
We do. We provide training to the administrators. I delivered some training not long ago to the administrators. And then in the state platform, the evaluations platform, remediation plans are done through a drop-down menu at the state level. In addition, at Cobb, we provide, in addition to the training, model remediation plans for them to follow. And we have one employee who is in the evaluations office whose sole purpose is to work with principals who are implementing these plans and with teachers who may be struggling.
Thank you, Mr. Adams. Mr. York, by the way, job well done. And thank you, Mr. Chair.
You're welcome, Mr. Scamahorn. Mr. Sweeney has a question or comment, and then it'll be Ms. Thayer's turn.
Mr. York, you do a great job with this. I just want to point out, if you have the employee evaluation up there in front of you, GARI-R.
Yes, sir.
Just look at line 39, and it's just a typo.
Thank you.
You look at, it's July I instead of July 1.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Thayer, can you beat that?
I'll be very brief. I think rather than being cumbersome, this is just an effort by the by certification just to streamline things rather than people taking courses here and there. This is an effort to bring things down where teachers are really having their professional goals aligned with the school goals and so forth. So it should make it a better plan and a simpler plan, was my understanding from that. So that was all I was going to say.
Thank you, Ms. Thayer. Anyone else have a comment or question? Okay. All right. This brings us, and by the way, thank you, Mr. York.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You did a great job of letting Mr. Adams answer the questions, but we appreciate what you do. And again, I like to encourage people that aren't familiar with it. We have all of our policy is on our district website. And the first thing that folks ought to do is do a search on the terms and get familiar with what we have to say, and then we can start talking on other things. Okay, this brings us to board member comments, and let's start with Mr. Wheeler.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would just like to say I had the pleasure of attending the Kemp Elementary Multicultural Night recently, and it's an outstanding event. The community really turns out, and the staff and teachers have done a wonderful job with that, and the kids and the whole thing. It's a great experience, and I'd like to commend Kemp Elementary for that.
Mr. Morgan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to continue the kudos for Cooper Middle School. I think it's first middle school. Can y'all see it? Skip Middle School. I keep trying to get Chris to wear a shirt, but he won't wear one. Is that a compliment or a criticism? Oh, Chris. I know, see? I want to continue the kudos to Cooper Middle School. First middle school in the state with the STEM certification, if I'm not mistaken. But it doesn't stop there. They had a significant jump in their CCRPI this past school year. Almost went up 10 points. And I think it says a lot about the stability that we've had at that school in terms of leadership and Dr. Watkins' commitment to that school. And so I think Cooper Middle School is doing an excellent job, and I just want to make sure that I publicly recognize that. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Scamahorn.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I don't know if Ms. Brown, our technology coordinator, is still in the room. But anyway, I received an email where, and let me paraphrase so I don't bore people to death. The broadcast news team finished top 16 in the state and qualified for state. This is from Allatoona High School. Then looking further down, Harrison and High School and Kell participated in the region contest. This was first year for Kell. Walton High School, first place graphic communications, second place pen design. Allatoona had several first place, second place, and some in wiring. And Kennesaw Mountain Masonry, North Cobb cabinet making, broadcast news production, first place in technical drawing, first place in architectural drawing, first place in plumbing, first place in early childhood education. We're moving. We're career and tech, the trades, Chamber of Commerce, look out, we're on the way. And it's fantastic across the county that we are really moving. And Mary Elizabeth Davis, you and your team, Dr. Stoddard, your team, superintendent. I mean, I know we had good things, but when it came all in one, or a lot of it came in one email, you know, it's just great. We're doing great things. We need to get the word out more some way. I know we're getting it out, but we need to get it out. So anyway, my congratulations to the district from top all the way down. I'll yield back just briefly if the superintendent wants to add anything.
I second everything you said. It's an acknowledgement that we have to recognize where each student is going to go. It's our responsibility, regardless of the path that they're going to choose, to make sure that they're equipped and prepared for success. And so in the CTAE world, we are making great strides. We've still got room to go. But I can't say enough. Jackie Brown and Mary Elizabeth just do an awesome job of getting, and we have to recognize, obviously we have magnet programs at most of the high schools, many of the high schools, but we have career pathways at every single high school today. This is not something that we're lacking in. So I appreciate you recognizing the great work that's being done at Allatoona and every high school, because again, we have the career pathways that for students that are choosing to go down that path and are aware of what they want to do in the future and being able to take advantage of those courses that are already being offered today. It's a tremendous benefit for the students and the school. So appreciate the kudos.
Thank you. May I continue?
Yes,
Chair?
Mr. Scamahorn.
Thank you. And I know our principals do a good job, but this is only to reinforce and encourage them. Don't assume that we know what's going on, and please keep us informed. So, and then last but not least, let me stress, shake hands of our men and women in blue, as well as our fire department. They risk their lives every day they go to work. They keep us out of chaos. They keep us safe. And they respond to the emergency when most of the rest of us are running from it. We're still losing too many. And take them to lunch. If you're at a restaurant, offer to buy them lunch or dinner. And at the very least, shake their hand. Tell them thank you for serving. Thank you, Mr. Chair. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Scamahorn. Ms. Thayer.
And buy Girl Scout cookies. Also want to congratulate all of our schools for their great climate scores. I thought those looked really good. There's a lot to be proud of there. Also wanted to congratulate Alice Stouter. John, she will compliment you well. That will be a nice combination there. Congratulations to Kevin Daniel. I know he will serve well in that spot, and Eson. Those congratulations to all of you. Also want to thank Angela White for the job that she did at Green Acres, and to welcome Ashley Mize to that principalship. She's not new to our community, but we welcome her in a new position there, know that she'll do a good job there. I'd also like to thank, we've recognized a lot of people, real congratulations to all of our STEM certification people. That's a tremendous job and a tremendous asset to all of our schools. But I also want to thank Jonathan Tanner and his team at Campbell Middle School. They have made tremendous increases in their CCRPI, and I really want to thank you for all the efforts that have been done there. So thanks to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Banks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Everybody just sit back and relax because I'm going to be a while. This morning I had the opportunity to attend Maybury Middle School STEM certification for the Cobb County. It was a great turnout. A lot of the parents were there. It was a well-earned experience. And also, Maybury is working not only on STEM, but also on STEAM. Ms. Thayer mentioned about the STEM team. Let me just say that STEM doesn't happen just because somebody wants it to happen. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that make this happen. And it's really headed up by our Chief Academic Officer, Mary Elizabeth Davis, Dr. Davis. And there's a staff under her who actually makes and supports all these schools that are getting these STEM certifications and implementing these STEM programs. And I'd like to recognize them at this time. One is Miss Missy Morris, who is also a Lassiter graduate and also was an AP at Lassiter. Sally Creel, who you saw tonight. Michelle Mikes, and Tom Brown, and Jackie Brown. Jackie Brown's been mentioned several times tonight, and she was, when I first met Jackie Brown, she was an AP at Sprayberry. She has since then advanced up into the administration and doing a tremendous job. Also, I want to comment on the Splash video that we all have seen. Wednesday night, I attended the Maybury concert, and before the concert, Mr. Ed Wagner presented the Splash video to the audience. It's a very impressive video. We've all seen it, and I hope everybody will have a chance to see it. And my question is it going to be actually put on the website eventually? It's not there now, is it? It's on there now? Okay, so anybody can look at it right now. It's about, 5 to 10 minutes at the most. It's very short, but very pointed, very focused on what Splash 5 is all about.
Very informational.
Good information. Also, I'd like to say, looks like we're really progressing on our building programs. We've got Mountain View, we've got Brumby, we've got East Cobb Middle Schools, we've got Walton High School. So there's some major. Osborne is getting ready. Have they started? Getting ready to start.
Shovel ready.
Yeah, so we've got a lot of major projects that are coming, are in progress, and will be coming pretty soon. Also, we had a lot of recognitions tonight on STEM accomplishments and certifications, and I'd also like to reiterate last year's STEM program. I think they're the second high school in the state of Georgia who were SACS certified, so that's quite an accomplishment, and I want to thank all the Lassiter administration and teachers who have made this possible. And also I want to recognize the Lassiter, Pope, and Kell ROTC had their pass in review Wednesday morning. So that's always a great event to see the ROTC students pass in review, and it's a great event and something everybody should see. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Banks. Mr. Sweeney.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Following up on a couple of things Mr. Banks said, I want to thank the administration and also particularly Mr. Nick Parker and Mr. Adams for the scheduling of the informational meetings. And I've had the chance to attend 2 of those at Walton High School and Dickerson Middle School. Unfortunately, this evening, 2 of my schools are hosting events, so I'm here instead of at those meetings. And that would be at let's see, they've got Wheeler High School and also East Cobb Middle School. But I did want to share the schedule for the upcoming meetings. First of all, you have Soap Creek Elementary School this Friday on January 27th at 10:30 a.m. Timber Ridge Elementary School Thursday, February 2nd at 7 p.m. Argyle Elementary School Tuesday, February 7th at 6 p.m. Brumby Elementary School Thursday evening to February 16th at 5:45 p.m. I won't be able to attend that. It's also a board meeting. Mount Bethel Elementary School Thursday evening, March 2nd at 6:30 p.m. and Dodgen Middle School Tuesday, March 14th at 6:30 p.m. And then lastly, to recognize Dickerson Middle School. Dickerson Middle School was an award winner. The Governor's Office of Student Achievement recognized Dickerson as a winner of the 2015 Platinum Award in the highest performing category for exhibiting high academic performance, meeting their overall achievement over the last 3 years has been in the top 1% of schools in the state. So congratulations to Dickerson and Dr. Carol Brink for their performance, and job well done by the community and the administrators, the teachers at that school, including the students. Thank you.
Mr. Superintendent.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair. I appreciate the opportunity. So first, I want to say I want to kind of piggyback on what Ms. Thayer said about the school's Climate Star ratings. You know, what kind of goes unmentioned, and I relayed this to the media as well, is the Climate Star ratings are a direct result of the community. That is who that comes from. And as our mission statement says, we're one team with one goal of student success, and the community is a very, very important member of our team. And I want to say I appreciate the community working so close with all of our schools, not just for the Climate Star, but also, as Mr. Sweeney was talking about, with SPLOST as well, because our community demonstrates their support and desire and recognition of a great school district and great schools and great teachers and staff that we have in our district. Kind of going along those lines, just want to recognize our school counselors. February 6th through 10th is School Counselor Week, so I want to express a shout out and appreciation for all of our school counselors. They have a very daunting task today, as every educator does, but each in their own individual role. And, you know, speaking of our mission statement of one team, it just came to my, attention just yesterday, as a matter of fact, that as Mr. Sweeney recognized, we had the passing of one of our teachers from Dodgen. And to demonstrate that it's not just a mission statement, that we live it, I want to give a shout out. I'm not going to start mentioning names because I'll leave somebody out. But just to let everybody know, obviously when a teacher passes away, it's something that you don't desire to happen, obviously. But when it does, a school's staff is a very close-knit family. And for a funeral, as in the middle of the day as it was, it's very difficult, obviously, for school teachers to be able to attend the funeral. However, what happened in our district is principals, central office workers, and other employees of the district went and taught classes at Dodgen so the teachers could go to the funeral. And that is, quite honestly, the best demonstration of one team that you could ask for. So a shout out, and obviously our thoughts and prayers are with Mary's family. But our family, our team, demonstrated exactly what we're here for, is student success. And there were many students at the funeral as well, but the students saw what it means to come together and to do for others, not just for what you get out of something. So great job, kudos, and my appreciation to everybody that contributed to that, because like I said, we had a lot of principals teaching classes at Dodgen so that teachers could attend the funeral. So thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Superintendent. I think that should be the last word. If there's no objection, we're adjourned.